You are going to walk into a supermarket this week and buy chips, maybe some beer, a few dips, nothing crazy, just stuff for the game. And that thought, that exact feeling of it is just snacks, is worth $7.5 billion. That is how much American consumers alone are expected to spend on food and drinks during the 2026 World Cup. Not on tickets, not on jerseys, on groceries. And the average shopper will spend about $74 without planning to, more than they spend for the Super Bowl, more than the Winter Olympics. Every dollar carefully engineered weeks before the first whistle blows. There is a name for what is happening to you. Call it the fan tax. You're not paying more because prices went up. You are paying more because you walked into a store that was rebuilt, silently, precisely, around the fact that you care about football. And it has worked on fans for longer than you think. During the 2018 World Cup in Russia, beer sales in host countries jumped 5.3%. Not beer at stadiums, beer at supermarkets. In the United Kingdom alone, 1.4 million additional shoppers entered the beer aisle who had not bought beer in months. Germany in 2006 saw a 3.6% spike. Brazil in 2014, 4.8%. Every single host country, the same pattern. The tournament begins and grocery spending rises like clockwork. But here is what changed. In 1966, a supermarket stocked extra beer because the World Cup was on television. In 2026, a supermarket restructures entire departments, moves products between aisles, redesigns Endcap displays, renegotiates supplier contracts, and launches cross-category promotions, all calibrated to the tournament calendar. What used to be a reaction became a system, and that system prints money. But the system only works because of how your brain behaves when a tournament is on. And that part is not about football at all. When you walk past an Endcap display, those product towers at the end of every aisle, your brain registers it as a recommendation. Something important, something popular. Endcaps sell up to 8 times more product per square foot than a regular shelf position. During the World Cup, those Endcaps are dominated by one thing: snacks, beer, and soft drinks wrapped in tournament branding. Limited edition packaging, flags, players, trophies. And the moment you see the words limited edition, something shifts. Research shows that 62% of consumers are more likely to buy a product labeled as limited edition, even when the product inside is identical. The packaging creates urgency. It tells your brain that this will disappear, that everyone else is buying it, that you will miss out if you wait. Psychologists call it the scarcity effect. Supermarkets call it June, but the most elegant version of this trick is not on a shelf. It is hidden inside a Coca-Cola bottle. For the 2026 World Cup, Coca-Cola partnered with Panini to hide collectible stickers behind the labels of 20-ounce bottles. 12 players, 1 billion stickers worldwide. And here is what makes it brilliant. Those 12 stickers have a dedicated page in the official World Cup album. You cannot complete the album without them. One YouTube collector bought 36 bottles before finding all 12. That is not thirst. That is completion psychology. The closer you get to finishing a set, the more irrational your buying becomes. That is the fan tax, except you never notice because each purchase feels small and fun and harmless. Now step back and look at what is actually happening inside your supermarket right now. Weeks before kickoff, brands paid to be exactly where you are walking. A single Endcap display costs a manufacturer between $350 and $500 per store. A new product slot on a regular shelf averages $1,500 per store. Multiply that across a national chain and you begin to understand why Budweiser launched limited edition World Cup cans, why Lay's commissioned a designer to create collectible bag prints featuring local football scarves, and why DoorDash, an official World Cup sponsor, partnered with Kroger, Meijer, and Wawa to push bundled snack deals. 46% of shoppers say they actively look for promotions when buying food for the World Cup. They believe they are finding deals. But the deal is the trap. A bundle of beer, chips, and dip feels like a bargain. You are saving $2 on items you are not going to buy in the first place. You walked in for milk. You are walking out with a matchday basket. The fan tax does not feel like a tax. It feels like a good decision. But there is one factor that controls how much you spend more than any Endcap or limited edition bottle ever could. And it has nothing to do with the supermarket. It is whether your team is winning. Research from the Institute of Grocery Distribution found that 39% of shoppers spend more when their national team performs well. In 2022, that number was 26%. It is climbing. In the Netherlands, every match the Dutch team plays generates roughly 15 million euros in additional supermarket revenue. In Belgium, if the national team reaches the quarterfinals, supermarkets stand to gain 75 million euros in extra sales. Your emotions are not just being monitored, they are being monetized. Supermarkets adjust inventory, displays, and promotions in near real time based on tournament results. A win on Wednesday means a different store layout on Thursday. And the timing matters too. Late kickoff times drive alcohol sales higher. Early afternoon matches shift spending towards snacks and convenience food. The World Cup does not just change how much you spend, it changes what you buy, based on when you watch. So here is the real question. The 2026 World Cup runs for 39 days. 48 teams across 3 countries. 104 matches. Every single match day, your supermarket is optimized to extract a little more from your wallet, not through higher prices, through positioning, packaging, timing, and psychology. The average fan will spend $74 on World Cup groceries, but that is just the number people report. The real cost is in the extra dip you grabbed off the Endcap, the Coca-Cola bottles you bought for the stickers, the limited edition chips you would have ignored in April. It adds up across 5 weeks, and when the final whistle blows in New Jersey on July 19th, you will have paid the fan tax dozens of times without ever seeing a bill. You did not buy chips, you bought belonging, and that is exactly what the price was set for.